Hi guys, Zach here with another Command and Conquer Red Alert video. In this game I'm playing free-for-all match on the map Arena Valley Extreme. I'm playing as the Soviets and I'm starting in the bottom middle position. All other teams were in random positions, so I have no idea where they're starting. They also don't know that I'm in the middle. So this could be a tricky match. There are 5 of us all together. So there could be, the other 4 could be in the corners, which will make it a bit tricky. So what I'm doing first of all is I'm sending some scouts immediately either side of my base. And we can see that red are to the left of me. Now they're probably going to be my biggest threat early on. The reason for that is we're going to be both fighting over this ore patch to the left. And we're also going to need to have a look to my right to see if there's a team there also. So you can see spreading my infantry out, just protecting them from scouting so they can't see what I'm building. Just getting that first wall factory built, and you can see what I'm doing with my ore truck is I'm mining the gems just so I can make more money early on. And if we look to the right, we can see green are to the right, and we can see they've got well, it appears they have an extra construction yard. I know they haven't built a service depot yet, so I think what's going on is they're building a fake construction yard, just building an ore silo just so I don't run out of money. Right, you can see I've just built one ore truck. And I'm going to be then building tanks, and that's because my opponent is starting a lot closer to me, so I'm going to need to build more tanks early on. It was a 5k ore start, so it is a bit harder to start up than when you have 10k, so I've really had to manage my ore trucks at this point. And I'm bringing my stuff forward now. I'm not too worried about the player on the right at the moment. I'm just clearing these troops up because I want my ore trucks to be able to use the ore to the left, those gems to the left. And you can see I'm just securing this position here so that I can mine the good stuff. Because gems, I think they're about twice as valuable as ore. So yeah, you can just see I'm sending my ore trucks to mine that stuff because it's really important in this start. I'm also building my second war factory, which is going to increase my building speed of tanks. And you can see I'm doing reasonably well with the ore at the moment. I am going to need to continue to improve my economy though. Right, and you can see that red are bringing some tanks forward. They are playing as the allies, it appears. Those are medium tanks. And I'm outnumbering them actually with heavy tanks, which is looking really good at the moment. So it's me versus this is X-Grill, and it seems to be going very, very well. I am going to need to, as I said, I was going to need to deal with him early on anyway because we would have been fighting over that ore patch there. And you can see he's built his base. Surprisingly, he's built his base right to the left, and we can see he has no construction yard there. So what I think he's done is he's moved his construction yard away in anticipation I was going to attack him, so this is looking okay for us. So we've moved him from the left position, so you can see he's moving upwards, and it's just going to mean he's going to have to relocate his base further away. And essentially what happened at the start is he didn't get too much visibility on my base, so that's a very, very good thing. And I think I'm going to attack green straight away as well. In free-for-alls, it's important to eliminate threats immediately early on, and those are the people beside me. And what happened in my last match is I actually lost that because I got in a fight with a player and it lasted too long and there was only 3 of us left. And the match was going on for ages, but then at the end the other player built up and then destroyed us at the end. Right, and we can see that he has like tanks, but he doesn't have many. And I think he's been focusing on more on peripheral buildings, so he's got his radar dome, he's got his service depot for MCVs, and he's maybe focused a bit too much on other things as opposed to building tanks. And yeah, we can see he's got an awful lot of ore trucks. There's 3 ore trucks there to the left, there's at least 2 ore trucks to the right. Well, there's 3, I can see another one as well. So what he's been doing is he's been focusing on booming his economy very early on and not building very many tanks at all. He's been focused, because if he booms his economy, you can see he built his 3rd war factory there, and it hasn't paid off for him. So he's focused far too much on economy and he hasn't had anything to defend with. Sometimes people do that in free-for-all matches so because they don't expect to get attacked early on. So he's made a bit of a mistake there. So if it had worked, If he hadn't been attacked, then it would have worked really, really well what he was doing. But yeah, he just left himself vulnerable, and that's what sometimes happens to you. I'm building a service depot now because I'm going to want to build extra MCVs. Because for long games, that's very, very important, because building extra MCVs allows you to build buildings a lot faster. Aftermath units are switched off, by the way, so I will get extra building speed bonuses after the second war factory and after the second construction yard as well. So I'm going to be building quite a good number of MCVs, so I can get a lot of construction yards. It'll allow me to build ore refineries more quickly and be able to support more war factories. Which is going to be very important when you're playing free-for-all matches, because you're going to need to be able to replenish your armies after you fight different opponents. And what I'm going to really want to do in this match is I'm going to want to get control of that middle part of the map, because that's where all the ore is, and as long as I can control the middle, I'm going to be able to have a good enough economy in order to support tank building. And what I have to be aware of though is that other teams are probably going to be going for the middle also. Right, we can see that Red's doing a little bit of scouting there as well. He's obviously built up his army a bit, and we're building his base elsewhere. And I'm just building some Tesla coils in for defence. They also can fire on any ore trucks, which will help me a little bit. And you can see I'm building a good number of MCVs. And just dropping them off at different places around the base. Map control is really, really important. The more map control I have, the more access to ore I have. And you can see how eliminating those players either side of me has made life a lot easier, because I can expand to the right, there's ore there. I can expand possibly to the left. I mean, the left, the guy wasn't eliminated completely, but he's going to be obviously depleted quite a lot, and he's going to be quite far behind.
Unable to comply. Building in progress. Building.
And what I'm quite surprised is I haven't seen any opposition so far. And we can see it now. I was thinking it was a bit quiet. And we can see Orange have got some tanks up there, so they've obviously been expanded to the middle. I'd also expect the person to the top right as well to be expanded towards the middle. And now I'm going to build some more war factories. So I'm going to get my third war factory. It's actually quite late to do that, but I have been fighting a few battles early on, so I've been focused on that a little bit. But I'm going to need to get those ore refineries out, because I need the ore refineries to be able to, and ore trucks to be able to support the war factory production. And you can see any buildings I build, as long as I have the ore available, they're just building really, really fast.
Construction complete.
And that's why it's so important that you do get those MCVs out if you're going to play a long game. I'm going to get a radar dome now eventually. And it just gives me a bit of more map visibility, so I can see if anything's going on in different parts of my base, or anywhere I've uncovered. I don't actually have that much map visibility overall. I probably should have done a little bit better with scouting early on, but I guess I was just focused on those couple of opponents to the left and right. So I'm going to go for Orange next, because they're obviously trying to get to the middle of the map. I'm going to need to take them out. So I'm just building some more war factories, because you can see my ore reserves are really, really high. And I'm just building more and more ore refineries.
Unit ready. Building. Construction complete. Unit ready. Building. Unit ready.
And ore in the bank is no use. That's why I'm building more war factories. Any ore.
Unit ready.
Because what you need to do is you really need to spend your ore. You're wanting to get out as many tanks as possible, because you never know when you're going to be attacked or when you're going to need to engage. So we're engaging them now. Now you can see my opponent has invested a lot in missile launchers. Now missile launchers are great against infantry. They also do a lot of damage. The problem is they're very, very weak. You can see as soon as I attack them, they fall apart very, very quickly. And that's the thing. I'm going to go for all the missile launchers first, because they're very vulnerable. And and you can see I'm just clearing up here, so it's working out very well for me. And you can see that Orange, what they've done is they've took a few tanks round to the bottom to give me a surprise attack from that position. I'm just trying to build my Tesla coils. I've run out of a little bit of power there, so I'm going to need to get some and I've also destroyed one of my power plants. I'm just getting a couple of more power plants out just so I'm safe in terms of power.
Construction complete.
And you can see those orange tanks are being cleared up there, so I'm going to go up and attack the top of the base now. And I still have to be aware after this battle I'm going to need to fight yellow. And also red is somewhere, but we don't have that much access to all, I don't think, at the moment. And we can see this is quite a big battle. You can see orange has got a lot of tanks, but what they aren't doing is they aren't moving them around, so they're not going to be getting as much value as they could. I'm going to just destroy that Tesla coil. Always go for the Tesla coils first. They do a lot of damage, but they are very weak, so they do fall apart quite quickly. And this is going very, very well for me. I need to squash those infantry if I can, and go for the missile launchers and then the tanks. Actually going to go down there because that's where the main forces are. And you can see they're falling apart quite easily right now. Those Tesla coils are a little bit out of the those missile launchers are a little bit out of the way. That's why I didn't go for them first, because I need to push my tanks all the way through their tanks, which is quite difficult. You always should put your missile launchers behind. Right, and this is looking very, very good for me. You can see I've overwhelmed the forces, and they're done. And they're going to have some ore trouble as well, because that ore patch is completely depleted right now. And you can see they're still building missile launchers, but alone they're not very good. And you can see that they've got a missile launcher in my base as well, so I'm going to need to take care of that. And what I can notice is that red are also fighting in my base, it's also mining ore from my ore fields, so I'm going to need to use some Tesla coils to deal with them. And you can see the orange are pretty much done now, I think. They're still building some tanks, but they're going to be, the longer this goes on, the ore reserves must be hurt. And I'm just cleaning up as much as I can at this point. You can see that ore patch of where they started is completely used up. And this is looking very good for me right at this moment in time. So what I need to do at the moment is I need to take out orange, preferably completely, because I am going to need to fight yellow, and I don't want to get attacked by orange while I'm attacking yellow. Actually, now would probably be the best time for yellow to attack me while I'm attacking orange, but they haven't seemed to do so far. Just building up a little bit more around my base. Build another war factory, because I think one of my war factories was destroyed earlier on.
Construction complete. Unit ready. Building. Unit ready.
And we're going to just destroy those middle ore refineries there. That'll hurt their economy. And you can see we've pretty much destroyed most of orange. They'll be trapped up in the north part of the map where there isn't much ore. So that's worked out well for me. I just need to get these ore trucks off this ore in the middle.
Unit ready. Building. Unit ready. Building. Unit ready.
And it's looking very, very good. Now what I'm surprised to see is this ore patch in the middle is to the top right of the middle. I'm surprised that yellow aren't mining there yet at all. And we can see the mining to the left, this right ore patch here. So I'm just going to attract the ore trucks for now. And I think going sooner rather than later is probably has been working well so far.
Unit ready. Building.
We can see that red and orange are still alive, but they obviously around the edges of the map. And we can see that yellow aren't protecting the ore trucks, so we're getting some good kills here. And this is looking very good for us at the moment. I think that's about 5 ore trucks we've killed so far. This will be our 6th one. And we can see that yellow are coming out their base. Now they've had a long time to build up their forces, so we'll see just how big their army is.
Unit lost. Building. Unit ready.
Ooh, and that was close. That construction yard is just alive. And we can see that red are using this opportunity to attack my base. So it's sort of like a two-pronged attack now. So I'm fighting with yellow in the top right. And I'm going to need to try and defend my base. And you can see that yellow coming from both angles. So this is sort of like a bit of a multitasking thing. And they have got quite a number of tanks red. Enough to do quite a bit of damage and destroy buildings very, very quickly. So that was a good manoeuvre, a good move by red to attack me at that point. And we're still fighting yellow. We can see yellow a bit stationary at the moment. And move my tanks around a little bit better, I think. And what I'm doing is I'm just putting Tesla coils around just to slowly whittle down red's tank numbers. I'm trying to redirect these ore trucks so they're in a bit of a safer location. And I think red are just leaving the tanks there to destroy any York troops they need to. And right, so we're seeing how this battle's going with yellow. It's looking to be going quite well at the moment. We've got about equal numbers, so I think this is going to work out okay. I mean, that was a big danger. How many tanks had yellow built up? They'd had a long time to do it while I've been fighting other players. But this is a bit of a threat now. But you can see I've been able to build some more tanks at home, and they'll be able to deal with those tanks there. We can also see that orange are starting to mine from the middle as well, so they're running out of ore in their top position. So yeah, red have been a bit of a menace. Right, so I'm just looking at that part now because I want to keep orange away from there. And we can see that red are bringing more tanks in, so they're getting money from somewhere. Because they have been able to, yeah, they're still being able to build tanks. And I mean, we can deal with it now because we're not fighting yellow anymore. And we can see that orange are right there in the middle. They're right in the middle of my base. I need to build some Tesla coils just to deal with those ore trucks.
Construction complete. Cannot deploy here.
So that should stop them now, actually.
Construction complete.
And you can see orange is turning his ore trucks away. He's realised that I have some Tesla coils, and if I just keep them there, I'm going to have no issue with ore trucks whatsoever. And we can see that red have a little base here. They've got like one of those radar jammers, so they have full map visibility because they are playing allies, and they've got an information centre. And I've been able to clear that up. Strangely enough, those ore trucks aren't working. So you just have another base somewhere.
Silos needed.
And I'm just getting another Tesla coil deployed there. That should be able to deal with them. So he's doing a lot of like hit and run tactics. I should be okay though, I'm hoping. I'm hoping that orange aren't building up too fast. Yellow have also been severely depleted. I did manage to kill a lot of their ore trucks when I did attack the base. So it will be very, very hard for them to get back into it. Orange are doing their best job though. I've seen the ore trucks have been all around the middle. They've been getting ore wherever they can find it. And red is seeming to move up there. Although I couldn't imagine them having a base up there because that's where orange is, and it's not like they can build next to each other. It's not like they're allies, even though they will be working together at the moment.
Unit ready. Building. Unit ready. Building. Construction complete.
Right, I might deal with yellow at the moment.
Unit ready. Unit ready. Building. Construction complete.
You can see yellow held back quite a little bit, and we can see that red are coming from, they're coming from the bottom right, so that's where they've been. Now if you look on the radar map, you can actually see that there's a bit of that map that's shrouded. And what they've actually done is they've managed to get an MCV round at some point and start building a base there. I can't believe that was a good move actually. They must have moved it right along the bottom, or yeah, that's all I can imagine, because that's a very hard place to get to. So that's how they've been getting their ore. Because I was thinking I was wondering how they were getting their ore from, because I saw that base to the right and there was no ore there whatsoever. And now they're starting to sell up, so that's red out of the game, and now it's only yellow and orange, and we can see that yellow are pretty much defeated. I know that orange must be building something because I haven't seen any attacks from them recently. What yellow needed to do in this position, starting in the top left, is they needed to really expand to the middle more quickly. They should have been building a base to the left and downwards as you do in that position. Because all it is on this map is it's about getting to the middle as quick as possible, especially when aftermath units are switched off. Because when aftermath units are switched off, you get obviously increased building speed from multiple war factories, multiple construction yards, and you can just keep on increasing that building speed the more you build. So the maintenance of ore is absolutely essential. We can see there's a pillbox there that they haven't, I think they've just left the base defences, and we'll just squash some of those infantry, and yeah, they've got a couple of defences to the left there. So if I destroy those, that should be yellow out of the game. So yellow being defeated, and it's only one team left, orange. So we'll see if how much they've been able to build in this time. So you can see they're taking a group of tanks down to attack, but at this time it's going to be no use because you can see how many tanks I've got, and it's going to be a whitewash. Right, so that was a game. It was just I was being as aggressive as possible just to make sure I destroyed opponents quickly and not give them time to build up large armies towards the end. And that's going to be orange defeated. And last building. Right, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching.